This is a quick video to show you what I do when I have a chassis that does not have a smoke gear on it, and it may or may not have had smoke. As you can see, this one did have the flyer smoke, and it has the smoke gear boss, I call it boss. But because we have now the digital sound and we can't use smoke, the flyer smoke, in the way with digital sound, it just isn't compatible. It has mechanical. And we have the 3D printed smoke housing. This, as you can see, is a royal blue, where we have the reverse and boiler. And there we have to have the 3D print smoke. But we also don't have access to that gearbox. There are some engines where this hole right here is not drilled out and it's not to the right depth, and the flyer smoke will not fit. So it has a little divot but not the hole drilled, and it also has the smoke boss, the smoke gear boss, where the smoke gear sits. So what I've done is worked out a technique for mounting the gear that we need in this place. And what you may notice is this has a threaded insert on the back side, flush mounted. And this, I love these these new magnet fields, but they're a pain in the butt. Okay, so I have this threaded insert on the back side of that boss. And how I did that was I actually measured the diameter, and then I did a counter drill just deep enough to get this to be a pressed flush fit. Okay, so it presses in, fits flush. Then I take the shoulder screw for the connector to the drawbar on the steam engines, and I take two of my shouldered ball bearings, and this is a gear. It's one we used with a cam shaft, a cam and a cam switch. It's around there somewhere. I'm in the middle of R&D, and so I may have moved it. But at any rate, no, that's not it. Anyway, don't worry. We're going to flatten these down, so it's just going to be a 3D printed gear. Pretend that's the surface you're going to see. And on that surface, we're going to put the groove, and then we're going to paint the white stripe. So this gear is going to sit there, and it's going to have two white stripes on it. Okay. Then we take our latest and greatest infrared sensor, and I'm right now printing the bracket that holds the sensor just like that. Okay. So the infrared sensors are pointed at the gear, and it will screw into the bracket, and the bracket will screw into the top of the fields. Okay, so it's going to be one piece. You bolt this in, one screw, you slide it down, and it will see the gear, and it will measure and trigger with these wires. It takes the pulse back to the controller, right? Just like that, and it's going to give you that chuff, digital chuff sound. At the same time, it's going to trigger the fan, and it's give us a puff of smoke. Okay? But this is how you do it. You counter drill the backside for a 440 brass threaded insert. You take the long shouldered screw for the connector to the steam engine, and you get 2 of these shoulder ball bearings, and they will fit on either side of the new gear. Then they'll fit like that. They'll sandwich the new gear, and then they'll fit onto the head of that and up against the metal, remaining metal of that shoulder. All right, and then that gear will spin. Without the motor, that gear will spin like crazy. It's very free, no resistance whatsoever. When the motor is in, it has very low load. Additional, you're not pushing a piston in and out, you're just spinning that plastic gear. I think these teeth will last a heck of a long time. This one's been in quite a bit and has no wear yet. And that's how we're going to mount that, and I'll show you that a little later along with this switch. But I wanted to get that out so you guys know there's ways to accommodate all the steam engines, those with the gear, without the gear, with the boss, and without the boss. And without the boss, we do this, right? We put this system on there. I'm re-engineering it right now too. This is sort of what it's going to look like. A little different. Well, here it is. Here's what it's going to look like, sort of, more like. That's going to go down in there. That's going to go there. The sensor is going to slide into that cavity and then screw into that boss right there. And that's going to turn, that red gear inside there is going to turn this black gear, and there's the stripes. There's the stripes, sorry guys. There's the stripes. And that turns freely. No piston to push or anything, so it's very free. So that will sit there, this will sit here. That wires into this guy. Now, instead of me pushing a button, that infrared sensor will be sending that button push pulse, so to speak, and it will be triggering, you know, steam whistle, loose steam. We're testing other things. Anyway, I wanted to get that screw part explained, captured on tape, and I'm going to post this so you guys can see it. And we're working on that sound, and I'm printing both of those brackets that I just explained to you. One for the royal blue and one for the Stephen boiler. Both brackets are being test printed right now. Okay, that's it. I'm posting.